Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Talk and Travel with Terry and Darcy, your hosts from opposite coasts. My name is Darcy McKillop, coming to you live from the East Coast in Douglas, New Brunswick, and with me as always is Terry Hawkins in beautiful Kelowna, BC. How are things today, Terry?
Things are going well here in Kelowna there. Darcy, how's everything out in Douglas?
Beautiful. Looks like so far early summer, and some really warm temperatures the last few days, so it meant I had to go up and do the yard work, but oh well, it's done. So we've been away for 2 or 3 weeks now, and I have to say that it's not my fault. but I am jealous because Terry got to take a little trip that I had hoped that I was going to be able to do as well, but it just didn't work out that way. So Terry, I'll let you kind of fill people in a little bit about what you've been up to.
Yeah, Darcy, I was very lucky. I was able to attend the 2022 Standing Stronger Together conference there with our host agency, the Travel Agent Next Door. And that conference was held aboard Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, and which was an absolutely fantastic event. At a typical travel conference, you get to meet suppliers and fellow travel advisors, and that's great, but usually you only get 5 or 10 minutes with those suppliers to talk to, and we had 7 days. It helps to keep them captive at sea and ply them with a little bit of rum and such, and some great food, but just a fantastic opportunity to meet with everybody in order to help our clients better. That's why we meet with our suppliers, our travel partners, is gain that extra knowledge and build those relationships with which we can then use to help our clients when they need assistance. That's really what this conference was all about. But in addition to that, the Travel Agent Next Door has a fantastic charity that they've chosen to sponsor, and that charity is Pencils for Kids. And this year during the conference, we were able to raise just over $46,000 for Pencils for Kids, and that's enough to build 2 brand new permanent kindergarten schools in Niger. So just a fantastic event and so much fun.
Yeah, I would say I'm definitely jealous from watching all your posts while you guys were away. And the one, I guess, benefit to me is that some of those connections you made, we're going to be able to bring some of those people on the show, our supplier spotlight. So we're looking forward to that. So.
And they all agreed right away to come on the show, so it'll be really good.
Perfect. So let's get to our news update, which is what this version of the show is about. So Terry, why don't you start us off in our cruise segment?
Yeah, thank you very much, Darcy. In cruise news here for the month of May, there are 51 cruise ships launching or resuming sailings this month alone. That's going to bring the total number of cruise ships that are sailing around the world to almost 350. It's really great to see for the industry bouncing back as strong as they are.
It certainly is. And in that vein, Viking's about to add one more ship to that roster of ships, as they've taken delivery of their newest ship, the Viking Mars. And their inaugural sailings will happen later this summer, primarily in the Mediterranean through Scandinavia and Northern Europe. But then at the end of the year, it'll reposition to be cruising in Australia and New Zealand. So it's another nice addition to the Vikings cruise fleet. It's another one of their ships. Their ships are all exactly the same, 465 staterooms, all featuring verandas, which is awesome, and maximum 930 guests. So it's a nice small ship, and be able to get into almost any port in the world that size, which makes them be able to offer some really unique itineraries.
Yeah, and Darcy, by the way, Viking is one of our future supplier spotlight videos, so we'll see them probably later on in this year. Staying with cruising, Carnival and the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the government of the Bahamas have broken ground on a new cruise port destination. This is, essentially a new private island for Carnival. It's not really a private island, but it's going to be their own section there on the south side of Grand Bahama Island. It is slated to open in 2024 and it's going to include a pier that'll be able to accommodate their largest ships, the XL class ships. So that's going to be really great to see what they have planned for that.
Final bit of cruise news for this week comes from Princess Cruise Line. And they've added a new premium add-on package, Princess Premium Package. It's a step up from the existing premium package they have. This one will cost you $75 US per person per day. It includes unlimited Wi-Fi, the Medallion Net Wi-Fi for up to 4 devices, premium top shelf beverages, all of the digital photos you can take, plus a few prints, a couple of specialty dining restaurants for each person at a cruise, crew gratuities, and at least initially entry into a new promotion, a prize promotion that Princess is offering while people are on board. And there's more details coming about that, but it's a neat little promotion with the chance, if nothing else, to win $5,000 at the end of each cruise.
That's a neat add-on package there that they've got, giving a few more options. As always, reach out to Darcy or I. We keep good tabs on the different offers that are out there for each cruise line. Many cruise lines are going to a more simplified way, like celebrities always included. But then, we have other cruise lines that have got different tiers to their offers too. So give us a call and we can always compare those final overall prices to give you which option is best for you. Moving on to Disney news here. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will open to the general public on May 27th at Epcot and Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. Guests will be able to access the new ride via the virtual queue and through individual light lane entry. There will not be a standby queue option at this time, so be prepared to book that lightning lane or enter that virtual queue first thing in the morning. We know several people who've ridden it via the cast member, DVC owner previews, and they all have incredible things to say about it. I can't wait to ride it. I missed it by this much when I was there. So, very jealous of our friends and clients who've already been able to ride it.
Yeah, certainly hearing a lot of good things. The point of some people saying it's the best roller coaster they've seen, a new roller coaster they've seen in a long time. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to ride it myself. In more news, Disney's nighttime spectaculars have come back at Disney World Resort. Disneyland has added some, and they're about to relaunch Fantasmic, which is its longest nighttime spectacular that they've had. In fact, as of yesterday, May 13th, that was its 30th anniversary of Fantasmic. So it's making its return starting May 28th of this month at Disneyland Resort in California.
Speaking of relaunches, there, my daughter Emma's real home, Auntie's Beach House, will reopen at Alani at Disney Resort and Spa on May 25th. It's going to look a little bit different than what it did before it was closed. There's going to be an auntie side and an uncle side, and different packages available there.
Some more roller coaster news from Disney. Moving to Magic Kingdom at Disney World Resort in Florida. Tron's Light Cycle run has had its first full-speed test launch. And that's great news because it means it's getting that much closer, and it's another one of those new roller coasters in Florida that people are looking to ride. People have been watching it being built, probably much more so than than Guardians of the Galaxy, because it was easy to see a lot of what they were doing if you were visiting Magic Kingdom. So people have been waiting with a bit of bated breath to see this thing run. And now with this full speed launch, it looks like it's not too far away.
That one's really exciting for sure. And speaking of excitements and parties, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party tickets have already gone on sale this week. They are selling very quickly, so if you're interested, contact Darcy or I as soon as you can, and we will get those tickets purchased for you. You know, out of all the holiday celebrations, Darcy, the Not So Scary Halloween party is my absolute favorite. The Boo to You parade is, bar none, the best parade. Darcy, do you have any airline news for us this week? Can your streak continue?
I do, actually. And we've talked about this a little bit before. Group Airlines has expanded their operations, and they're now having up to 4 times a week flights into New Brunswick airports, specifically St. John and Moncton. May 12th, the first flight from Toronto to St. John landed in St. John. Earlier in the week, the first flight from Hamilton to Moncton occurred. Those flights are starting at $49 each way. And like we had mentioned before when we talked about low-cost airlines, that you have to be careful that it might be a low initial cost, but if you want to do anything, if you're going to bring bags, if you're going to do anything, there's going to be more costs involved. So if you're doing a day trip and you can basically get on the plane and go, $49 is a great option. If you're going on vacation and trying to make a connection to Toronto with multiple bags, it might not be the option you want to look at. But it's still a great news for New Brunswick airports to have more options rather than just Air Canada and WestJet you sometimes order.
Absolutely. Darcy and I were talking earlier. I was sitting at the airport and I watched 2 or 3 flights from WestJet, 2 or 3 flights from Air Canada, Swoop Airlines come in, Lynx, Air North, and had another one come through that I forget right now. Oh, Flair came through all within the span of an hour. So it is amazing to see the options are increasing out there. Flights are increasing, but still be patient. Staffing are still issues with the airlines, and the delays are common. Flight changes and reschedules are still very common and expected to be that way for the next several months, possibly the next year, as flight crews get retooled up and rehired and retrained. And speaking of staffing issues, many Canadian airports, especially Toronto's Pearson Airport, are experiencing significant delays with check-in and security screenings. This is primarily due to staff shortages, and passengers are encouraged to arrive early for their flights. If you are traveling domestically out of Toronto in particular, it is recommended that you arrive at least 2 to 3 hours before your flight. If you're traveling internationally out of Toronto, get there 3 or 4 hours early. We had a number of travel advisors that came down for the conference that barely made their flights despite getting there over 3 hours ahead of time. So expect real significant delays. So get there early, get there really early, and in that line, normally when Darcy and I book somebody on a cruise, we're advising them to get to the destination a day before, do an overnight at a hotel, and then catch the cruise the next day. We are changing our recommendations here that people should be looking at coming in 2 or 3 days before the cruise if they can, just to give that extra lead time. Reach out to Darcy or I. We can certainly help you and advise you on the best course of action for that. So,
yeah, that's a really good point, because you and I both know people that have been stuck for, say, 2 or 3 days, sometimes even to get home, because it's not like before where it might be 3 flights a day going to one destination. Now it might be 1 every 2 days. So I think, Terry, that's what we had for the news this week. So it was good to be back and good to see you again. And if you like what we're doing, folks, just tell everybody, share this video, and help us spread the news around, and hopefully everybody will get some good travel insurance. So from the East Coast this week, my name's Darcy McKillop.
The West Coast, I'm Terry Hawkins. As always, reach out to Darcy or I for all your travel needs. Give us a call, shoot us an email. We're happy to help you plan your perfect vacation.